On today's episode of 5 Minute Friday, we're going over the shoulder and the 5 things you can do to keep it healthy. Let's get after it. How you guys doing? Amar here from EverStrong Therapy, physical therapy and fitness designed to keep you moving at your best. Today we are going over the shoulder and the 5 moves that I recommend in order to keep it healthy. As always, I have personal trainer extraordinaire Jeff Dubuisson with me, and he's going to help me demonstrate these moves as we go through them. Now, the first thing to keep in mind before we go over any of the moves is that the joint itself, the shoulder joint, is designed for mobility. It is designed to get your hand from point A to point B in any direction and any plane of movement. Because of that, the joint space itself, that glenoid fossa of your shoulder, is very small compared to your humeral head. Our job while we're doing these exercises is to maintain the joint space while building stability throughout the entire range of motion in order to properly protect the joint. Now, to do that, I've got 3 moves to do before your workout and 2 moves to do after in order to keep it moving. The moves, the first one I'm going to actually tell Jeff to do is get into a push-up position. So he's going to throw his legs back, and now he's going to lift up his hips while maintaining this position throughout the entire range of motion. In yoga, we call this position the inverted V, but what's most important is that as he's moving, he's keeping his shoulder blades pressed up against his ribs. Keep going. How's it feel? Excellent. Now, as you can see, Jeff's winging a little bit. As he comes down, his shoulder blades are actually coming up a little bit. And the next exercise is going to help prevent that in order to keep everything stable throughout the entire joint complex. Our second exercise is actually called a push-up plus, and it is an exercise designed to strengthen your serratus anterior, which is a muscle that starts from the back and comes all the way across your rib cage in order to keep your scapula pressed up against your rib cage. So, again, we're gonna start in that push-up position, Jeff. And what I'm gonna have you do is push up directly against my hand, really bring exactly. Good. What Jeff is trying to do is push his thoracic spine straight up in the air while maintaining his shoulder and hand position. Now, this exercise might be difficult for some, so if it is, I'm actually going to have Jeff go to his elbows in order to perform the same move. Nice job, Jeff. Easy peasy. Our next exercise is geared towards warming up the rotator cuff in order to allow for proper mobility. It's a simple move. It's a banded external rotation, so I'm going to have Jeff take a band, hold it directly in between his hands, and all he's going to do is, while keeping all of this stable, he's going to extend, yep, perfect, and come right back on down. Now Jeff is doing a perfect job. Jeff, I'm actually going to have you turn this way, all the way. There you go, so you can see the back. Key components of this are he's squeezing his shoulder blades back here, and he's keeping his elbows tight to his body. A lot of people have a tendency to flare out when they do this. So by keeping his elbows nice and tight to him, he's warming up that rotator cuff, really trying to get blood flow into that area. How's it feeling, Jeff?
Excellent.
You just finished your shoulder workout, and we're gonna go over move 4 in order to keep your shoulder healthy as you move on to the rest of your day. There's a lot of new research coming out about brachial hanging. Essentially, all you're gonna do is grab onto any type of pull-up bar or any type of bar and hang. Try to hang as long as possible while maintaining your shoulder girdle and really trying to open up that joint space. So again, the whole point of this is just to open up that joint space and allow your muscles and nerves the space they need in order to properly move. Our last and final exercise is a postural awareness exercise before we leave the gym and carry on with our day. The best way I recommend doing this is with a wall slide. So what Jeff is going to do is come all the way up against this wall. He's going to put his thoracic spine, his hips, and the back of his head against the wall. The next thing he's going to do is take his elbows and bring them right up to the wall, exactly, and he's going to lift his arms up as much as possible and slowly come back down. The key with this is making sure that you have points of contact at your head, at your back, and at your elbows throughout the entire range of motion. I like this move as a final move because it really sets you up as you continue throughout your day by making you aware of where your body is in space. Let's have it, the 5 moves I recommend in order to keep your shoulder healthy throughout the entire range of motion. A couple things to keep in mind. Number 1, these moves are designed for the healthy shoulder, one that doesn't have pathology and one that is able to move in every direction without pain. If any of these moves cause pain or cause issue, stop immediately and go seek professional help, whether that is with a physical therapist or a doctor of some kind. We'll see you next week.
Happy lifting.
Stay ever strong, follow and subscribe.